This case is from a different time and a different world. The plaintiff, Mr. Powell, applied to become headmaster of the Cranford schools. The defendants were the school managers committee. They were also the selection committee for the new headmaster. There were two positions open, headmaster and assistant mistress. The committee wanted to appoint a husband and wife. The choice ultimately came down to two. Mr. and Mrs. Parker were ready to become the headmaster and assistant mistress. And then there was the plaintiff, Mr. Powell, who was unmarried. But he gave an undertaking that if he was given the job, he would immediately marry a suitable woman to become assistant mistress. I don't really know how he could possibly have made that promise, but he did. In a vote of 3 against 2, the committee narrowly elected the unmarried Mr. Powell. But the managers who had voted against him were most unhappy. They immediately began working to reverse the decision. And they were quite successful because another meeting was called to reconsider. Before that meeting, one of the managers who had voted for Mr. Powell sent him a telegram saying, "The Cranford school managers selected you as headmaster on Tuesday last." Now, he didn't have the committee's approval to send that telegram. He did it on his own. The committee then met and they reversed their decision, resolving to offer the jobs to Mr. and Mrs. Parker. As you might imagine, Mr. Powell was most put out. First, he was told that he got the job, and then it was snatched away from him. He sued on the basis that a contract had been formed when the acceptance of his application by the school board was communicated to him. Justice Channell found that the telegram was not sufficient to communicate acceptance because it was not sent on behalf of the entire board. He said, "There must be notice of acceptance from the contracting party in some way, and the mere fact that the managers did not authorise such a communication, which is the usual course adopted, implies that they meant to reserve the power to reconsider the decision at which they had arrived. The man who sent the telegram was not authorised to send communication accepting the contract, and so there was no contract. Mr. Powell's action failed, and history fails to tell us whether he found an appropriate wife."